Alright, we're back with a new video, and this is kind of a world exclusive. This is basically the world's first Future Pinball DOFLinx MX mod demonstration. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but basically what that means is DOFLinx has been updated to now support addressable LEDs. You may have seen addressable LEDs in my cabinet when I'm browsing through Pinball X, and I did a visual pinball demonstration, I don't know, almost a year ago, showing off addressable LEDs. And you'll see them on the side of the cabinet, or side of my playfield. On the left and right side, I have one strip, and on the back, I have multiple strips of addressable LEDs that make up sort of like a low-res DMD screen, if you will. The idea is that it makes for very cool effects in animation, and something that, you know, is not available for Future Pinball. So now, with DOFLinx, we have that, and this is the first table that I can show off. I was very happy with how this turned out. Because this, the original DOFLinx mod was fresh in my mind, I decided to do this table first, and it was fairly easy to do. The effects are all done on DOF, on the DOF end, not as much on the DOFLinx end, but DOFLinx still controls all that and triggers all the effects in animation and everything that happens. So I'll stop yammering, and basically I'm going to just show off some really cool effects in animation and first ever Future Pinball. So let's get underway and give this a go. Alright, after many requests from people, I added one simple little thing. This table is the same one you saw in the previous video. It's not an updated one yet. Some of the guys at Go Pinball have added little bits of tweaks and fixes to it. I eventually will add this DOFLinx mod to that, but this is still the same table except for one single thing. When you don't have any coins in and you try to start a table, Skeletor ain't happy, but this time he says something a little different.
Royal boob.
That's right. I've had so many requests for people wanting you royal boob thrown in there, so there you go.
Royal boob.
Alright, and as you saw, the back matrix is flashing X's saying, hey, you have no money in there, so we gotta put some money in there, so let's go. Alright, so you first see the first effect right off the bat. I've added a credit in, that means the table is ready to start. In the back matrix, I added that effect to indicate that, okay, you're ready to play, hit the start button. So now I'll hit the start button and we'll be underway. Okay, so on the right side of the playfield, you'll see the right side matrix strip with a little animation indicating that there's a ball there waiting to be shot. So that's what we'll do, and I'm going to use the ball roller like normal, and I'm just going to talk through it, and then I'll try doing some gameplay afterwards. I'm not going to go as thorough as I did on my previous video because I've already talked about it, so I'm just going to show off more of the effects on this one. So here we go. Alright, right off the bat you saw there, on the orbit I have 5 triggers, and basically I just added a cool sparkling effect to that. So I'll show you here when I move through them slowly. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when it moves fast and continuous like normal gameplay, then it gives a nice sort of like a, you know, like a animated trail effect, and I think that's really cool. And for the bumpers, now we have cool sort of like blasting effects from the center. One different for each one. You got yellow here, green and purple, but they're all at different points. Let's see what else we got here. So I'll let that fall in, and I don't know, that makes for some cool effects. Now for the slingshots, you'll see on the right side and the left side of the playfield, you can see that I have a small little animated effect for each side. That's the cool thing about addressable LEDs. Now you have positional effects, not just, you know, 5 flashers that, you know, are just at the back. They're all around the playfield, and you can put them wherever you want and do whatever you want with them. Very, very cool. So with the outlanes, you can see there, like if I go down, it does a little blue effect. Those are called shift effects, where you have like a little sort of like a trail. And then because there's a ball saver here, now you saw when it shot out a yellow one there. So I'll show off some of the other things. So if you hit He-Man's targets on the side there, you can see, you know, just close to where they are, just to show where you've hit there. And for Skeletor,
Supposed to be frightened?
you get a little effect coming in on the back there. And for the other targets here, you get an animated shape effect, because you can have characters, letters, and shapes, and animated shapes used anywhere you want for almost anything. Very cool. Okay, so there's a few things we can do here. We'll go through the castle multi-ball. Sorry, basically not multi-ball. We'll enable castle, and you saw there. Now we have letters on the back of the back matrix that flash castle that tell you that, okay, you're ready to go through the ramps to try to enable castle multi-ball. So another thing I've done is when you go through all the ramps is it gives a nice animated trail or whatever effect, kind of like what I did with the flashers, but now it's following it all around the play field. Very cool. I love addressable LEDs for this. So
let's get them.
And because it's the green ramp, I made the color green. And there you saw that. For the other ramp, it was yellow. Now normally the ball goes faster, but I'm using the ball roller just for demonstrating all this. When everything's fast and furious, man, it's crazy color in action here. So I'm just gonna go through and do a castle multi-ball really quick.
If I can't go around, I'll come through.
Are you alright? Yes.
Alright, now we're ready. So when castle multi-ball starts, you'll notice there's a lot of lighting that's going on the outside, the left and right play field, while it's going on. Alright, so I held onto the ball for a second there just so you guys can see. If you look at the outsides, you'll see there's some lighting. It's actually matching the flashers that I already set up. Basically almost the same as the music, and you gotta love that castle multi-ball video. I still love that, I don't care. And then you just do your normal gameplay while that's going. And it can make for some very colorful stuff going on, but I'm gonna keep it simple right now. So that's castle multi-ball. So now I'll do a Ripper multi-ball. One more and then we're ready. Alright. So now we're ready for Ripper multi-ball. Alright, so same idea here, only just a kind of a different order and all that. So now you'll notice the yellow streaks on the back there. That's actually what I'm kind of using as a beacon effect. Because on the top of the cabinet there's a police light beacon, and that's a common effect that the guys all those guys who did the visual pinball effects like R&R and Gak and Swiss Lizard and whoever else I may have missed. This is some of these effects are stuff they established already. I just use some of them. And they're very easy to implement once you know how. It's a lot of work at first to figure out how this stuff works, but once you've got a bunch of effects standardized, then you can use them later on. And, so that's what that yellow effect in the back is. Alright, and if you saw there, when the ball drained out completely, it had a little bit of a red effect at the bottom to show that you drained. So now that we're out of that, we'll get the extra ball. Why not?
This is a surprise.
So see, there you go. It flashed an X with a ball. So now you know that you have extra ball. And you can get about maybe 7, maybe 8 letters across before it's kind of too low res to do anything with that. But you can do anything you want with that. It's pretty cool. So that's those 2 modes. Now we'll get to the big one. We're gonna get to the power, baby. So we'll do this. That's right. We're gonna do He-Man multi-ball, baby. So let's go.
We've done it!
So there you saw it was flashing a green ball, and then it said ball 1 lock for your first ball's lock.
A cavern in Snake Mountain.
And there's ball 2 lock.
We'll be rolling from a dungeon cell when I'm through with you, villain.
There's ball 3 lock. All right. Are we ready for the power? The power of DOF, of DOFLinx, of Future Pinball, of addressable LEDs, all brought together. Here we go.
By the power of Grayskull.
How cool is that? That's pretty friggin' neat. Now for He-Man Multiball, I didn't put any extra coloring on there because normally when you're playing, which I'm not doing very good right now, normally when you're playing, there is a lot of stuff going on. And I mean a lot of stuff going on. So, you know, for that, you know, I decided to keep it nice and simple. That way we didn't have to worry about it, you know. So, all right, so that's I think all the major stuff is covered there. I think that's all the effects. I'm trying to think if there's anything I was missing. I think that's... Oh, yeah, well, we have Skeletor. I forgot. We got Skeletor in there. So there you saw when you open up his Roton. It does a little spinning blue shape effect as well. And then every time you hit him inside, it'll give like sort of like a little, you know, like an outward blast effect. And then we gotta hit him enough times. Come on, Skeletor. Don't be in the foot. Let's get him. There we go. That's right, that good old stun ray. Alright. Now we're going to do 9-ball multi-ball here for Skeletor. Again, I didn't add any extra animations because there's usually in a normal gameplay, it's a lot of stuff going on. There you go, and there you see the jackpot during multi-ball flashing. There you go. And you got Skeletor's 9-ball multi-ball all done. And that's all the major stuff. I think the only thing left is when you nudge it,
You blundering fool!
you'll get the red sort of like spinning symbols to warn you that you know you're doing it too much. But if you keep pushing it too far,
You blundering fool! This is the way it
there you go. We got an actual flashing tilt in the back there. Totally cool, man. And there we go. I think that covers all the main effects. You know that, you know, adding the new DOFLinx addressable LED commands in was actually very easy. It's very simple to add that into Future Pinball. It's the actual DOF MX addressable LED effects on the DOF end that takes a lot of work. You know, once you've got them established, you can use a lot of them, but certain special effects, which you'll see on like the Star Wars table that I'll show later on, that man, you know, it takes a while at first. Once you got them sorted out, it's pretty cool. But I don't know, I love addressable LEDs. I think it's totally cool. You know, it really brings the table alive and gives, in my opinion, probably the best light shows you'll find in a pinball cabinet. You know, especially because of Future Pinball, I can control everything. Like with the AC/DC LE visual pinball one I did was awesome. I loved it. It was my first time, but I'm under the control of the ROM programming, so I can't change anything. Whereas with this, I can do whatever I want. It's awesome. And with Pinball FX 2, awesome as well, but you are limited with the triggers that, you know, DDH was able to find, you know, because again, you're not scripting the table, right? You're going on whatever triggers he was able to map out and find for the table. So with Future Pinball, man, sky's the limit with addressable LEDs. I love it, you know. So I've got a few tables done, you know, already that I'll be uploading. You know, when DOFLinx is up on the websites, be patient. I'll have this table and the other ones uploaded as well, and it's as simple as downloading the table. You know, first install DOFLinx, get it up to date. Download this table, then update your DOF config files through DOF config tool, just like you do with Visual Pinball. Nothing is different. It's all the same. You know, but your DOFLinx stuff will run like normal. And if you see a DOFLinx MX table, that's what I will refer to all my new tables now that have addressable LEDs as DOFLinx MX Edition. You don't have to have addressable LEDs to use that version of the table, but you do need to update DOFLinx. Absolutely. You don't need to do a DOF config tool unless you're using addressable LEDs. So that's my video for now. I have more coming. Watch for Star Wars. Man, oh, that is the most explosive pinball game you'll see with lighting, man. It is awesome. So thanks for the watching, and keep an eye out for maybe Pinball FX2 demonstrations as well. I'll see you in the next video.